Gorgeous book. I've already mentioned this on social media, on Twitter, but got to do a video about it because this book has just won an award as one of the best art books of the year. And it's about helmets, Formula One drivers' helmets. It begins in the closed helmet era. So sadly, no Jim Clark Bell Magnums or any other renditions thereof, but lots of interesting stuff. This is the first spread that really caught my eye, partly because of the Jean Bera shot over here. Lovely picture of Jean Bera, cotton shirt, mud spattered, holding his goggles, that famous helmet with a checkered black and white checker on it. And then, of course, the editors reminded us that Maria Teresa de Filippis, very quick lady driver, female driver in the 50s, late 50s, was a great friend of Jean Bera's and therefore had the same helmet. And there we see, just to set everything in motion, Fangio and his famous brown helmet, which was what it was, wasn't it? It was Fangio. Tony Brooks actually had brown for a while as well. So we're going to be talking to Tony fairly soon, so I must ask him about that. Anyway, moving on, Dan Gurney at the, I think it was the 68 British Grand Prix, he was the first driver to run Bell's new enclosed full-face helmet. But you'll note there that it's a sealed visor and it was wet. So, you know, they complain about misting now in the rain. Imagine what it would have been like there for Dan. Very soon afterwards, Bell, of course, did the opening visor, and the rest is history, as it were. And this book, I think, is a great reminder of the number of amazing helmet manufacturers that have been around in that time. Now, this spread comes under the heading of safety in the book. You can see why. It is Niki Lauda's accident at the Nürburgring in '76, and there you see a really nice shot of the AGV helmet he was wearing at the time, which came off in the accident. The thing that really always amazed me was that at the next race, the Italian Grand Prix, he was still wearing an AGV helmet. So, you know, those were the days when drivers did those sorts of things. This is a really captivating, eye-catching spread. It's actually captioned Watkins Glen 73. I mean, and it looks as if it probably is the helmet that Francois was wearing that day, exactly in the form in which it left the United States. So an amazing photograph, very moving photograph. Never seen that before, had no idea that helmet still existed. And now we come to a section on, well, brothers, families, etc. And we got Ralph and Michael Schumacher. And I love the way that the two brothers had helmets that kind of worked in sync, and they've done a nice job there with the artwork on the other page with the lime green and the red as well. Pierre Van Gaal, of course, famous mainly for the amount of work he did on the Michael Schumacher helmets, and here we see Michael paint job, beautifully done in this book. I mean, that's what makes this book so brilliant, I think, to see how much work went into doing that. And you can imagine Michael would have been, no, I can see it's 2 centimeters wrong here, we will change. There's another nice thing they've done as well. We get to Ayrton Senna now, and you can see the evolution of the Senna helmets. Great photographs. Wonderful list of photographers behind this book as well. And again, I think the overriding theme is, can we not see it? He didn't change it much. The shade of yellow seemed to change a bit. Does that matter? Not very much. But otherwise, it's just the same, isn't it? And for the drivers that say, you know, Ayrton inspired them, a bit like Lewis, you know, why has it ever changed? Ayrton kept that yellow, then if you're an Ayrton guy, you should keep the yellow, in my view. I always was kind of impressed with Alex Wurtz's helmet. What I always felt about that was that it was based on, it reminded me of Ignazio Giunti's helmet. And Ignazio Giunti, fabulous Italian racing driver, who finished 4th in his first Grand Prix, driving for Ferrari, 70 Belgian Grand Prix, and was quick for the rest of the 70 season. Very sadly killed at the beginning of '71 in the Buenos Aires 1,000 kilometers when Jean-Pierre Beltoise was pushing his Matra back towards the pits, and he came out through a blind left kink and went straight into the back of the Matra and was killed. But Ignacio had this amazing helmet design, which he said was based on an Aztec eagle. And I think, considering that was 70, that is still the greatest Bell Star helmet design I've ever seen. I think it was just amazing. It was based on green, interestingly. But whenever I see Alex's helmet, I always think of Junti and his inspiration. I'm guilty of never having asked Alain Prost as well about his helmet design. And he says, Alain Prost met Michel Raymond in '76 during the final round of the Volin Elf Winfield school competition. The race took place at Manicourt, where Monsieur Raymond exhibited his paintings in an exhibition. Impressed by his work, interestingly he took the time to look at the art, Alain Prost asked him to work on the design of his helmet. After 30 sketches, the proposal number 23, the famous proposal, was retained by Alain Prost. The French driver started the '77 Formula Renault season with this design. He never changed it, and at that time these two guys probably never imagined that his design would become legendary in Formula One. One helmet I don't see in here, not in here, and I've always thought it was one of the best best designs actually. It worked well, open face and bell, very simple. Signature was John Surtees. Here's some shots of John Surtees in that immortal white with the blue, light blue stripe, which was just, it said everything you needed to say about John. Just got on with the job, and yeah, but he's not in the book, but partly because, you know, it's not that era, I guess. Anyway, just amazing. Best of luck with it, and details of how you can buy a copy. And you can order, by the way, you can order it either in Prost form or Senna form, depending on what you want on the front cover. And I suggest you get one soon.